Hello. Now then, Mike, how are you doing? How is everybody doing? It is so cold here in the UK. There's ice all over the pavement. We stick into the pavement, it's that cold. I've got a bit of information to tell you. I'll just turn that off. I'll wait while there's a few more people in. Just a few updates on the issues in the paranormal community. Have you been at work today, Mike? SR Spookfest. Hello. Hello, sir. How are you doing? You've got another week off. Oh, you're still on sick. Hello, Rachel. How's the diamond art coming on? So I gave Rachel one of my diamond arts to kind of basically do it because I haven't got the patience to do it. And it was a massive one, I think. It's about 1 meter wide. And it's a picture of the Last Supper, but there must be thousands of little diamonds to put on it. Hello, Jack. SR Spookfest is saying I've sent you a mashup of evidence on one of your last vids you can try and debunk. All right, cool. What is that on the latest video I uploaded? Or was it a short? Oh, it's coming on good, is it, Rachel? Don't kill yourself. I'm only joking. It's good that you can do it. Because Tina's already doing 2, I think. Are you going to York, Jack, for Christmas? I'll have to have a look for that mashup you've sent, SR Spookfest. As always, I'm going to take notes because I've got a terrible memory. I forget everything. I'm in trouble at work at the minute. As everywhere in the workplace, we have like health and safety and first aid and things, to keep updating ourselves on. But we do it on like through a computer system. And I haven't done any since May, and neither has anybody else at work. So we are all in trouble at work. Not that I care. Yes, your memory is so bad, Matt. It is. I admit it. I'm getting old, Rachel. SR Spookfest. Can you remember which video you left it on? E-learning. Yeah, that's it. The thing is, though, Mike, we do the same ones a couple of times a year, and to me, it's just a waste of time. It's stopping production in the workplace. It's getting everybody kind of pissed off a bit. They're just ticking all their boxes, in case anything goes wrong. They're covering their own ass. You've got 34 years to do. They like give us like a little quiz at the end just to make sure we've been watching the videos, because not just me, quite a few of us, we'll put the video on play, and then we'll go make a cup of tea and have a chat and then come back to it. I think they got a bit wise to that. So they started putting like a little kind of quiz thing at the end, and you've got to get the quiz right. It's on your vid Parachat. Parachat, what's it about? All right. Thank you very much, SR Spookfest. I will take a look at that. Just taking a few notes. Jack is going to York next week. He's going to the York Castle Museum, then going for a walk round, going for tea at the Guy Fawkes Inn, then afterwards back home. Cool. I know I miss our little outings, Jack, to York. That was pretty cool. York is brilliant at this time of year, obviously, with all the Christmas markets and decorations and things. The York Castle Museum, they'll have it decked out like kind of like old Victorian times, won't they? You just Google the answers to the quiz. Well, yeah, I started doing that as well, Mike, and I started writing it down because if you got it wrong the first time, it'd come back on, but it'd put them in different orders, the answers. So you're like, better write this down. It's annoying. I mean, how many times do you need to watch a video on Legionnaires? Hello, Jackie. Jackie is in the room. The video's got a ghost voice UFO. I got on a spook light. Is it some of your personal footage, SR Spookfest? Yeah, you've got to get through them somehow, Jackie. If you're like me, you go to work just to do your job. You don't want to sit there behind a computer when you've got other things to do at work. It's basically to tick all their boxes to cover themselves. If you go and have an accident, if you're carrying something and you injure your back or anything. But like I say, how many times do we need to do it? It's ridiculous. So there's about a dozen of us at work who's kind of in a bit of bother for it, for not doing it. Some of the weirdest stuff I've caught. I'm trying to think if I've had a look at your videos in the last week as our Spookfest. I don't think I have in this last week. You know what? I forgot what I was going to tell everybody about. That's it. Does anybody know who Kenny Biddle is? I know, obviously, he's a debunker, and I think he's an investigator. Trying to arrange an interview with him. Cool. I've never seen the guy. I've never met him. Never spoke to him. Scientific. Oh, we'll get on then. I really miss our outings in York as well, Matt. They were good, wasn't they? We had a good time, so maybe one day again. Yeah, it was cool. I liked York around Christmas time. I mean, it was busy, but there was some. There was just a really good atmosphere. So I've been contacted by the Warren Legacy Foundation for Paranormal Research, and a few of you may know both Tony and I are members, which means, if any cases happen over here in the UK, hopefully we'll be on those cases. They've contacted me and asked if we would get together with them and start doing some videos for their channel where we are debunking for them on their videos on their channel. So that's something else to look out for as well. Hasn't happened yet, but we're in discussion about it. They went to the Mothman Museum to check that out. Oh, cool. I mean, how long has the Mothman kind of been on the go? When was the first sighting? Does anybody know? Was it in the 40s? Jack is saying, not had time to view him, only what I heard. I think Beardo recommended him. All right, okay. A crow. Who's a crow of Judas? Who's that? Are they investigators? Oh, 1966. Has any evidence actually been captured on camera of the Mothman? Any photographs or video? No, I don't know who the Crow of Judas is. Or is it an investigator and a debunker? The thing is about us and PSI, we don't watch other people's videos. We don't watch other debunkers. There may be a few we'll flick through. Beardo has supported us in the past, and we've supported Beardo. So now and again, we jump over to Beardo's and support him. We tend not to watch them because if we need to do a debunk and it's already been debunked, I don't want their debunk to influence what we're doing, if you know what I mean. I want us to come out with our own kind of take on it. So we tend not to look at other debunkers. Very rarely watch other investigations or ghost hunts unless somebody contacts us and says, I think they're faking, will you take a look? And then we will go and have a look. All these that are on TV, we don't watch those. They're just for entertainment. We used to in the past. But I could put the TV on now and watch one. I could probably debunk whoever it was. It's just for TV, isn't it? You know everything about the Mothman. Also got a map in black. It shows every cryptid sighting, UFO, ghost, and old burial ground. And Mothman has video and picture all over the world. Right, I know I've seen some images, but I wasn't certain that there was actual genuine. But I'm going to have to take another look. You shot. I've not heard of Crow. No, I will have to add Crow. Is it Crow of Judas? And I'll have to take a look, Jackie. I will have a look. Like I say, we tend to keep ourselves to ourselves, and if we're going to do a debunk or review, we like to come at it from a fresh start, from our own view, rather than being influenced by somebody else. Got to take notes when you get to my age because you forget things. Josh Gates, Destination Truth. It's our Spook Fest. What's that about then? Are you saying he's really good or he's really kind of rubbish? I had quite a few paranormal teams kind of subscribe to us on YouTube and we subscribe back, but I don't really get much chance to watch them unless somebody emails me to take a look. You've seen lightning strike while in Point Pleasant. On top of my wife and mother-in-law. Right, okay. SS, but that is weird. Crow's one of the good guys. Excellent. If I want a crazy mystery, look up Indrid Cold. So I'm taking all these notes. This is if I get chance because we're really busy at work. It's that type of year now where people are dying, basically. So we get really busy. Josh Gates is good. All right, okay. I shall take that on your recommendation. We'll have a look. You see, this is it. Being a YouTuber, an investigator, and a debunker, we don't get chance to kind of see what's going on. Not that we would unless you guys mention it. So yeah, so Kenny Biddle, I'll try and sort an interview out with him as well. Are these guys all in America? Project Blue Book. Look into him, Indrid Cold. All right. I mean, there was kind of a theory that Project Blue Book was invented to kind of take people's mind off actual sightings of UFOs and things. They're saying it was kind of made up. Don't know how true that is. That's just a theory that I've heard. So Project Blue Book was made and designed to take people's attention away from something else, the actual truth. ATIP is the new Project Blue Book. I know they stopped Project Blue Book, didn't they, so long ago? Remember when we went to York? We was in the car around outside the museum. We got things. Yeah, Jack. York's an ancient city, isn't it? There's bound to be some type of energies there. Normally on live at round about 8:30, but I had to come on earlier tonight because I've got things planned. I've got to do things. Some of the people we have debunked on YouTube are Laney and Ben, Twin Paranormal, Sam and Colby. I did actually look at their channels today just to see what they was up to, and they are all very, very quiet. And I know a lot of the debunkers are on the case. I won't say giving them an hard time, but they're giving them a run for the money. So they've all gone quiet for a bit. Any investigations coming up? Not before January, no. Certain location we like going to is at the Delapole Mental Asylum site, the woodland. But I don't fancy it in this weather. It's freezing. It's -10. Possibly some new locations in the new year. We have been talking a few. What was it? Is it Old Jerusalem, the pub? Spoke about that, but that's right at the other side of the UK, isn't it? Is it right down south? The UK's oldest pub. I think I mentioned that in the group chat. It'd be a cool place to investigate that. You hope I'm okay, Jack, and getting better. I am, Jack, thanks. Well, as good as can be, I suppose. A lot better than last week. I had this mental cough I just couldn't get rid of. You would love to go to a castle over there. The thing is, in the UK, everybody's really health and safety conscious. The health and safety awareness is terrible. So much red tape to get through. Even though you've got insurance, a lot of them won't let us investigate. You need to get to one of these castles where it's like ruins and there's maybe abandoned, or it's a historical site what's just open to the public all the time. What's in Nottingham? There's a few castles over it. I think all the castles are over in Wales, or the majority of them. There's a few scattered about down the coast, but there's not much left of them. There's one in Scarborough, what's not that far from us. It's about 48 mile away, I think, something like that. I have emailed them several times. They're not prepared to let us in. Ye Old Jerusalem, that's it, Jack. That's the pub. But I think that's the old Jerusalem, ye old Jerusalem, is about at least a 5-hour drive from where I am. Rochester Castle. Oh, you need to get in there, Mike, with a camera and start videoing and things. I meant to ask you as well, Mike. I know we was talking about getting you on a Zoom meeting and having an interview with you to catch up with what was happening at the hospital in regards to any kind of sighting or weird feelings. Has anything noticeable happened since? You look for non-tourist traps because they may be hunting, but I'm not paying a bunch of money. Yeah, exactly. Fort Monroe, you are not allowed to investigate, but I want to go and do one. Thing is, if it's open during the day as like a museum for you to go look around, take advantage of that. Like I said to Mike, then take your camera, maybe a sound recorder in your pocket. They don't know what you're doing, do they? That's what I would do. Yeah, yeah, I know you're in Virginia, USA. I know everybody wants to investigate Alcatraz. Is that a real popular place still? I had a colleague randomly tell you that I saw a child-sized entity out the corner of her eye the other day. She's not into the paranormal at all. Oh wow. I've definitely something going on in that building, Mike, isn't it? But I mean, there is going to be. It's an old, well, it's a hospital, isn't it? It's just a shame you can't, because it's active as well. An active hospital, we're not allowed to investigate or anything. Nobody is really, which is understandable. There's a new piece of equipment. What's out? Let me see if I can remember the name of the. Is it a ghost bell? Has anybody heard of that or seen it? It's built in the 30s. All right, okay. See, these a mental asylum in Liverpool. It's kind of derelict. We didn't know whether we should go visit and film there on night because obviously it's dangerous, and even if it's still available to get in, so we need to look into that one as well. If anybody's watching from Manchester, we know there's underground tunnels all over the city of Manchester. We'd love to go in those tunnels as well. Hello, Shandy. How are you doing? Is everybody ready for Christmas, by the way? I forgot to mention that. Have you all got your decorations and your Christmas trees up? Or is there some people that don't celebrate Christmas? It'd be cool to get some Christmas paranormal stories together, wouldn't it? And get a video made. Oh, you don't celebrate because work gets in the way. Do you mind me asking what you do, Shandy? You don't have to tell me. So Tony, who's the other investigator in PSI, he kind of doesn't celebrate Christmas either. He's all in the mindset that it's all commercialized and it's all just kind of for money. But here's me Toby. Hello, Toby Ann. I used to do that, Mike. I used to do all my Christmas shopping on Christmas Eve or leave it till the very last minute, but there's nothing left on the shelves, is it? So that's when you end up buying anything. Oh, you're a care worker. You're going to put a lot of hours in then. I mean, still, it'd be nice to get a break, wouldn't it, over the Christmas period? I don't know if I showed you this doll. I bought this doll off eBay. It claimed, well, the advert said haunted doll. And you know what we're like in PSI? We're very skeptical about things like this. I may have shown you it. It's this witch. I've just had it sat here on the desktop since I got it. It hasn't done anything. I need to watch it because there was a few strange noises coming from here the other night. How do you know that a doll's haunted? Kind of got to investigate it, haven't we? We've got to leave it and document it, take readings, sound recordings, and things like that. Let's see if anything happens. I'm going to start doing that over the next week, I think. Toby Ann, you got haunted doll as well. Oh, cool. Has yours done anything yet? There's just been some weird noises. I mean, this one is left on the computer desk. It's just laid on there. Kind of a few noises coming from here the other night. Ugly. Look at it. That is freaky. SR Spookfest it is. It's creepy. I've kind of got this thing. I don't like clowns and I don't like puppets, and that is nearly a puppet if it had strings on, and it freaks me out a bit. But I tend to do that. I buy things and kind of test myself. Freaky haunted doll. What? We don't know if he's haunted you. We've got to start running some videos and things. You would hate to be stuck in a doll. I know a few people that have been stuck in a doll. A few blow up dolls. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I bought it because it's meant to be haunted and I want to kind of document it if anything starts happening. You bought a doll from Litchfield Antique Shop just because you liked it. Not long after your daughter's banjo started going off, it was inside its case in my bedroom. Oh, cool. Junip. Has it done it since? Can you set a camera up and document it? That'd be cool. What's that, Jack? Do I think you should buy a blow up doll? Or a haunted doll? It's up to you. There's plenty of them. I don't know why is there hundreds of haunted dolls on eBay and hundreds of Dybbuk boxes. He threw it out. He was scared. Oh, I would have had that. We've got a collection of weird and crazy things. You've got your tiny tears bounces on because you've had her since new. All right. What about a blow up haunted doll? Well, I think if Jack had a blow up haunted doll, it would be full of ectoplasm. Kind of regret it, but it made you believe it's possible. Right. Cheesy. Yeah, possibly cheesy ectoplasm. Have I seen Dean's dolls? Who's Dean, Jack? I don't know who he is. I mean, obviously, you guys know that we visited my haunted hotel, and I spent 30 or 45 minutes in that room with um, Danny Moss's doll. I forgot the name of it now. um, Everybody that goes in that room claims that something happens or the doll is haunted. I personally didn't get anything off it. I wasn't frightened of it. I found it hard to believe, really, that an inanimate object can kind of hold that type of energy. It was never alive, was it? It was just an object. Grace, it was the Grace doll. Thank you, Shandy. Yeah, he's on YouTube and the Grace doll. Yeah, I need to pull that footage back up of the Grace doll because I left a live camera just recording. My camera actually did get turned off, but I found it difficult to believe. But that said, as well, we did have some strange things happen around us in the hotel. Junior was saying the shop he went to sells lots of old dolls. I'll purchase one again next time I go. Yeah, yeah, cool. Well, that's up to you, but it's the type of doll that you feel drawn to, isn't it? That's something about that doll, and you just end up buying it. I mean, if it was an old one, just think how many people have held that doll and they've transferred their energy onto that doll. Does it hold that energy? I don't know. I found it difficult to believe that a doll can be haunted. I'm not ruling it out. I would like to obviously document and research it a lot more. We are the best paranormal tool. I like to think that, yeah. Your body, your own body, obviously, is an early warning system. And the thing is, though, we use equipment to document what's going on because we can't prove it. Just saying, "Oh, I can feel something," but I do know what you're saying there. Shop's very creepy and very old. Whereabouts is that shop? Ouija boards can have attachments. Got to be careful. It's one theory, isn't it? Again, we can't prove it. We've seen things. We've experimented with Ouija boards. We should do a few more experiments with Ouija boards, like we did in the past. There's something called the idea motor effect, where it's kind of your subconscious mind making a planchette move. Can it store energy? I think there's been too many films. Why people may think that Litchfield. You did say Litchfield before, didn't you? Yeah. I would just like to document one if somebody thought a Ouija board had some kind of energy attachment, like I would with a doll. Very kind of dubious and like a lot of people kind of believe it when I see it and document it, but I'm not ruling that out. It's not a pint of gin, it's lemonade. He got one from an old flea market in Maine. It was from 1800. A very active board. Maine is where Amateurville is, isn't it? I think I've said this before. Was it maybe on Sunday? Sister will never use one again after we heard chanting and drumming. Oh, that would have been cool. You've got it on a tape as well. Yeah, see if you can find it. That'd be really, really cool to listen to that. they've cased Ouija boards on eBay. Yeah, again, there's hundreds of haunted dolls on eBay, hundreds of Dybbuk boxes, and as Toby Ann just said, Ouija boards are alleged to be haunted. I'd like to see any kind of evidence. Be on your channel after Christmas. All right, cool. But it'd be cool to listen to that. Yeah. If you've been watching the Annabelle Project, what we do once a month, I haven't put number 6 up yet, have I? I still need to edit that. It involves a Ouija board, and we don't claim that it's spirit. We are obviously researching the 4 people over a year doing these experiments, and we blindfold them as they're doing it, and it's really interesting. If you haven't seen the Annabelle Project, it's on our channel somewhere. There should be 5 of them. You believe things can hold a vibe, just like a house? Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle with it. How long does that object hold that energy, though? Obviously, we can't destroy energy. We can only kind of change its form. So does it stay there all the time, or does it change and kind of go somewhere else? Vibes are not ghost attachments, Toby. And yeah, I've yet to see anybody kind of prove that. You know what type of channel we are. You know what type of investigators we are. There is some objects, though. I mean, I must admit that I have held, and I have thought this doesn't feel right. I have had that feeling on a few objects. I can see your sister and her 2 friends run out the room, lights flickering, and the chanting and drumming loud, and they did the Ouija board right down the street from a Native American burial ground. Yeah, I think that's just asking for trouble, isn't it? If you're going to do it on a Native American kind of burial ground, even though we believe it's a subconscious mind making the planchette move, it's still maybe not a good idea to kind of try and attune to anything on a burial ground. That'll be cool to see. I'm looking forward to you putting that video up. Shandy saying, I think I'm scared by stories I've heard about Ouija boards. I thought I had an experience, but you were the only one that's ever said to me it could have been her moving it, right? See, too many people jump at ghosts. Too many people say it's paranormal. As investigators at PSI are, it's not being skeptical, it's just being level-headed, and we are evidence-based. So you've got to look at what could be doing it other than a ghost or paranormal things. What else could be doing it? There's always an explanation. Well, maybe 97% of the time. If you want to watch the Annabelle Project, you need to subscribe to the channel membership. It's definitely worth it and has been nominated for awards. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, Ghost Paranormal Network have nominated us. We are one of 4 teams or groups in the paranormal field that are being nominated for an award of most original content. And I've heard, Mike, that the guy that from Ghost Paranormal Network, it's Neil, I think, he's doing all the voting again because people were able to do multi-votes, click it more than once, and he only wanted people to have 1 vote. So I believe it's going to be redone, which is all right because at least, people are aware that it's there. subconsciously, and now I really think it was. Yeah. So you don't always know what your subconscious mind is thinking. In fact, you don't. Um, we've done experiments before where we have told people a ghost story and then gone into a location and investigated with these people. We've said, like, in the early 1700s, there was a fire in this building. It was a true story, but they didn't know the history. And we told them of sightings and things and the smell of cigar smoke and things. And then we went and did a seance like a couple of hours later, and these people were coming out with what we had said. They were kind of reacting it. They were coming out with it. Subconscious mind plays a big part in things like this. Parents' house is half a mile from it, and one of the neighbours' house is 100 feet. Oh, wow. If I lived that close to an old Indian burial ground, I mean, I wouldn't be disrespectful, but I would be going and doing like sound recordings and things. I wouldn't be doing an Ouija board, because even though I don't necessarily believe that it's spirit, I think that could be classed as maybe a little bit disrespectful. But I could be maybe persuaded to do one just for the sake of an experiment. Did you see the study where they made up a ghost and they treated it like it was real? Phenomenon started happening, Toby. And yeah, it's the Philip experiment. That is what the Annabelle Project is based on, what we're doing. You'll see the videos on this YouTube channel. Um, we we are using the backstory of the true Annabelle story from Ed and Lorraine Warren and Chris McKinnell, who is their grandson, who we have spoke to. Um, so at the beginning of the night, Tony and I tell the story to the 4 test subjects, so it's fresh in their mind. Then we will start with table tipping or table tilting, whatever you want to call it, just asking out with the hands on the table, see if the table moves. Generally doesn't, but we get a lot of knocking. 10 or 15 minutes later, we'll do the Ouija board with a vintage Ouija board that I've got. I don't know where I've put it. And after that, 15 minutes later, we will do an old Victorian style seance, very similar to what they did in the Philip experiment. We're doing it to see if the girls, the test subjects, can manifest an energy. It's coming from them, whatever happens. So we're actually documenting the 4 girls that are doing it. People think it's about paranormal activity. It's not really. The way my mate reacted, it must have been subconsciously. She freaked right out and had to go home from school. Yeah, Shannon, because back of your mate's mind, he or she would have known the answer to what was being asked, and then it's spelled out. So that freaks them out, because they think, "Oh, there must be a ghost. Only I know the answer to that." That's what he or she would have thought. So it freaked them out. But yeah, it probably was them. It was subconscious mind, involuntary muscle spasm, or the motor effect. Congratulations, yay! How do I show up if you vote? It's done via website, Shandy. I'll put another video on here when he re-releases the vote form, because he's doing it again. Yeah, it's just labelled as the Annabelle Project, but it is PSI's. We do it. Will it show my name or YouTube channel, Shandy? No, it won't. It won't. It's anonymous. Why knocking? We don't know. And to be honest, Tobian, when we tape a small microphone to the table and run it to the video camera, we don't hear it at the time, but on playback, you can hear the knocks. If you're there, can you give us a sign? And we hear knocking. like a poltergeist. Um, kind of, yeah. I mean, poltergeist activity is actually from the living. It's not from the dead. It has been proven as well. You want to make a pendulum sandbox, so it's a pendulum that will move the sand around, so you can see where it moves. All right, interesting. Just a panel beater. Great laugh the other night. Always thought maybe linked with the spirit world and extraterrestrial. I kind of wasn't going to talk about that the other night. As I took Tony out the room, I said, "Look, I'm going to look a right twat if I talk about this. People think I'm crackers." But it was an experiment, so I agreed. Look, we've done the experiment. Let's just talk about it. People can think what they want. Is it a way to communicate with extraterrestrial beings? I don't know. Something certainly was happening though. When I was doing the experiment, I was kind of looking around, even I'm blindfolded. It's weird, but you can still see with your mind. It's weird. Um, you might see me turning my head. I'm looking in the light to see if I can see. I was looking for ghosts basically, and there was nothing there apart from these black slim figures walking around. It's like poltergeist activity making the girls manifest. Yeah, I mean, if they're manifesting energy, it's poltergeist activity is mainly documented with women or young girls, women going through change later on in life, or if they've had any like major trauma happen, or young girls kind of going through puberty and things. It's like a hormone imbalance happens and just manifest this weird energy. We're doing one case in Bruff, not far from where we are, quite a few years ago. Young girl, she was 15. She kept waking up and she was covered in scratches down her chest. And their contact just said, "We've got a poltergeist." So, like, obviously, being a team of investigators, how do you know it's a poltergeist? Blah blah blah. Ended up going down with a team of us. There was four of us at the time then, and there was the young girl and their mother. And when it involves kids or anything, you can't be by yourself when you're investigating. You've got to have obviously witness accounts and one of the parents there. Kind of going through the house. I wanted them to feel a little bit better. I knew it was poltergeist activity coming from the young girl, but I wanted the young girl to feel better about the property, better about herself. She's real down. She won't get much sleep. So I did a bit of American Indian, kind of like smudging, um, just to try and change the energy in the room or the building, and to make her feel better. And after doing it, she felt better. But as I worked my way downstairs, I started upstairs, did all the rooms, come downstairs, and as I was in the front room, the back door opened and slammed, and then everything stopped, and nothing happened for a long time after that. And then I didn't really hear much from them after that. I'm hoping it stopped. You're building it now, I saw Spookfest. Oh, cool. Do a video so we can have a look. Just a panel beater. No, mate, totally opposite. You done well. All right, cool. First UFO photo you saw in Maine, big orange ball. It's all you could see reflection on water. All my friends seen it for weeks. I had dreams of looking down on my friends and myself. Oh, right. That's interesting. That's one of those experiences, isn't it? What kind of sticks with you. Hello, Sage. Sage the kangaroo. You saw something in the sky when in the graveyard one night. Double whammy. We used to live in on the East Coast in a very small fishing town called Withensea here in East Yorkshire when we were kids. And every time there was a storm, my dad would take me and my elder brother Mike to the cliff tops, park in the car, and we'd sit and watch the storm. We'd even get out and just watch the storm basically out at sea. It was kind of relaxing for us. It was just cool. And a lot of the time we saw things in the sky. And my dad said he saw the object. It was like a white ball came down to just above the sea surface, stayed there for a few seconds, and he said it shot up at such a speed he obviously couldn't see it after that. But if you can get out of the city where all the lights are polluting the air, not the air, the sky, um, the street lights and city lights and that, you can't really see the stars very well. Get out of the city, get on the coast or something, and just sit and watch the skies. So UFO from a plane flying over the Alps. Was it a Foo Fighter? Remember them? I don't mean the pop group. UFO video in Virginia. We live across from the biggest military base on East Coast, not helicopter. All right, okay. That is interesting. All these videos I saw Spookfest, you need to get up on your channel. Toby Ann saw ghosts when she was 7. That's why she's so interested in all this now. Yeah, I mean, I've always kind of seen things. Earliest memories when I was 4. May have happened before that, but I can't remember before then. It's been months. Yeah, I can't get over the out-of-body experience or dream with the Eldritch Angel and my dog. Sage. Have we spoke about this before? I think we have, haven't we, when you had an OBE? Can you just remind us again? You can definitely Skywatch in Montana. I bet you can. It's a nice place. All on ghost hunts and more playlists. All right. So if everybody wants to see those videos, what SR Spookfest have been talking about, if you go over to his channel, subscribe, and when you get a chance, watch those videos and leave a comment. Let him know what you think. It came out of one of the mountains and came to the altitude and shot up in the atmosphere until we couldn't see it anymore. Definitely something out there, isn't there? Do you think any of these could be experimental military aircraft? I think some of them could be. There's somewhere near you that's supposed to be a hot spot. You did a video once. It's a reservoir. We got a couple of sightings, and I think multiple sightings some years ago, online accounts. All right, Shandy. Can you remind me whereabouts you are in the UK again? And it might ring a bell with me to see if I've heard any of those stories. They've been seen for hundreds of years, Toby Ann. Cool. Some cool experiences from people tonight. Yeah, so SR Spookfest is saying if you go over to his channel, he will respond to any comment. And I believe SR Spookfest also makes wands, which are cool. Lancashire, that's it. I knew what I was thinking. Pendle. I wasn't that far off. Well, that is in Lancashire, isn't it? The old Bet's pub. That's cool. It'd be good if you could set up like a webcam or an IP cam and just leave it running. There's a network what you can join. They give you all the list of parts you need to set up a 360 like fisheye camera, obviously weatherproof. Put it outside and have it on at a certain time of night, and it's networked around the world. And they're covering the skies. I can't remember the name of it though, because we was actually going to do it because we've got all the parts to do it. In the shadow of Pendle, right? Hello, Badger. How are you doing? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Better than last week. What do you know then, Badger? Because the weather is actually colder, as you obviously know. The skies are a lot clearer. So, people, if you get any chances to watch the sky, I'm not asking you to go out and sit in the freezing cold. Um, take an infrared camera as well. The Sony are the best ones for filming the sky we've found. If you've got an old Sony camera, what's the crack? Is this thing in my ass? We're just having a bit of a chat, just catching up. I've got a list of a few people what the communities give me to have a look at and maybe communicate with to do a video. Hello, George. Two years ago, a native man set himself on fire inside the Indian Culture Centre. I would think that it would be cool to investigate. Well, that's a bit extreme to stay warm, isn't it, Tobian? What did he do that for? Was he making some kind of statement? I've seen the latest Skywatch, the face next to the moon. Is he a joke coming here, Badger? I haven't actually been out and looked at the moon tonight. No joke. All right, I'll have to have a look. I'm just going to do something really naughty. I'm just going onto my phone and seeing if Tony's on the other channel. It's all over TikTok. I'll have to go and have a look at that after this live. Oh, bollocks. Oh no, Tony's not on. Normally on now is our fate. He's probably fallen asleep again. But Tony was meant to be coming on tonight onto TikTok and doing some tarot reading, some little 3 card readings, I believe. All for free. So if he does come on at about 9 o'clock, those of you who do go on TikTok, go over there and say, "Give me a reading." Where is he, Tobian? I don't know. I don't know where he is. I didn't speak to him last night. I haven't spoke to him tonight either. I know he's working quite a few hours at work. He's got a big job on, so he may have just come home and fell asleep. Watch that, Mark. Watch it. So I need to go have a look at Crow of Judas, Josh Gates, Indrid Cold. I did put a video up earlier, just a very quick video. If anyone's got a debunk they want us to have a look at or do a debunk on, if you email me the link, please put a timestamp in, because I've had quite a lot on Facebook. Have a look at these guys. I will tell you who one of them was. Somebody asked me to look at Paranormal Theory. I'm not here to judge. I'm here just to point out the obvious. Please put a timestamp in or at the end of the link just to tell me whereabouts in the video it is, because I don't have all day to watch videos looking for paranormal activity. Watch that link, the face. What, on TikTok? You want me to type that in now? What's it called? The face near the moon. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah. Well, that's strange. Is that a cloud formation? Is that edited? I believe that is. Let me see if I can get a good one so I can show it to the camera. You've seen them. I'm looking for. Don't know if you can see that. They're not very good at holding a camera, are they? Is it pareidolia? Quite possibly. I need to go and have a look outside, don't I, to see if I can capture that on camera. But this is being filmed in America. They're going to have a different view to what we are over here in the UK. What do I think? Was it a cloud formation? Mist? Is there some from the UK as well? We need to have a look. I don't know how good my camera is on this thing. It's meant to be 50 megapixel. Everybody's going outside now. Go outside and have a look. So, guys, I'm gonna love you and leave you. It's way too cold to venture out there, Mike. I know what you're saying. I'm gonna go have a look though, see if I can get a little bit on my mobile, so I can upload it straight away. Then we're just waiting for the next fakery coming out on YouTube by these fakers. and then I'm sure we're all gonna be on it because everybody's gotten very, very quiet just recently. Did you just have a look, Shandy? Did you see it? Good night, Jack. You as well, Toby, and I'm sure Tony will be on later. I may even do a video of myself doing the Gansfeld experiment to see if I can communicate like I did the other night. That'd be interesting. Looks like a face, but you're not sure. It's some form of pareidolia, obviously, but we need to see what it is in the sky, don't we? Is it any kind of reflection? Is it edited? I don't know until we go out. It could be quite a lot of things, couldn't it? Anyhow, it's been good listening to your guys' experience. I do appreciate you coming. Keep an eye on the channel. There's going to be a few updates. Good night, everybody. Thank you to Mike and Rachel and all the other mods. Everybody else. Toby Ann, Shandy, Badger, Jack. Who else is he? Shandy. I've said Shandy. George. Thank you all for joining me. SR Spookfest. Go over to SR Spookfest channel, watch his videos, and subscribe. See you soon.